More than 40 Idaho children have drowned in canals in the past 15 years. Laura Baxter's 2-year-old daughter was one of them. It happened in Twin Falls 8 years ago. But Baxter is in the Treasure Valley with Campaign 2000 because she knows kids everywhere are attracted to water in the summer.
We're kicking off this campaign with doorknob hangers warning parents about the dangers of the canals and that kids should not be allowed to play near them or around them at all.
Baxter's also raising money to put up fences near exposed canals in the Magic Valley. You can donate to the Jordan Bashline Memorial Fund, any U.S. bank in the Magic Valley.
The last 15 years, more than 40 children have died in Idaho canals, and one mother who experienced the tragedy is now trying to prevent it. 2 News reporter Michael Keckler is live along the New York Canal with the story. Mike.
Melinda, there are literally hundreds of miles of canals just like this running through the Treasure Valley, many right through our neighborhoods, and they can be a magnet for kids of all ages.
The thing that parents don't realize is that the canal banks are made with very steep sides.
Laura Baxter knows firsthand how dangerous these waterways can be. Standing on an East Boise canal bank, she told her heartbreaking story of losing her 2-year-old to a canal.
I ran in and called 911, and 14 minutes later, my daughter was found 4 blocks away.
That was 8 years ago. Since then, this mother has dedicated her life to educating parents about canal safety in Idaho.
The thrust of this campaign is to raise public awareness and to remind parents that canals and kids don't mix.
Not only are young people attracted to canals, here in West Boise near the mall, some actually consider this stretch of the Reidenbach Canal to be a challenge.
They like to float through the tunnel underneath the mall area and underneath Cole Road here and come out the other side just as a form of excitement, something different to do.
Kids call it shooting the mall, a ride through a canal tunnel stretching more than 300 yards.
The thrill comes from the fact that it's enclosed and it's very dark and, from what I understand, a little spooky once you get inside there.
Sergeant Robb is very concerned about that kind of thrill-seeking, and so are the people who operate the canal.
It's illegal, it's inappropriate, they shouldn't be there without the permission of the irrigation district and the property owner. Generally speaking, that wouldn't be granted because of the risk and injury that could occur.
A risk Laura Baxter knows all too well can happen near any canal.
You get used to living by these waterways and you just don't think about it.
Baxter started a nonprofit foundation in her daughter's name in Twin Falls, and there they have raised about $24,000 to fence off canals like this. They are also hoping to raise awareness, and here in the Treasure Valley they plan to go door to door with pamphlets urging parents to be aware of the canals in their neighborhood and hopefully instruct their kids about them, and they will start with this particular program this weekend. Melinda?
Mike, what an important story Laura Baxter has. How long has she been on this kind of campaign?
Just about 8 years now, ever since that terrible day when she lost her 2-year-old.
Oh, it's just a heartbreaking story. Mike, thank you. 2 News reporter Mike Keckler reporting live for us tonight.
It's a problem that should have parents worried, but according to one Idaho woman, moms and dads aren't doing enough to keep kids away from area canals.
Once again, we rejoin Robert Lyles with the story of an effort that will hopefully be making a difference. Rob.
Well, Jim and Rich, we drove countless streets in Boise today and found hundreds of homes built on canals. But what we didn't find were hundreds of preventative measures that would stop kids from getting into canals. Because we live around busy streets, there are basic rules we teach our kids. Don't walk when the light's flashing. A red light for you means a green light for a speeding car. And stop, you never know who's driving. Yet the canals around town are equally busy, but you'll find no stop signs here. In fact, some families even unintentionally encourage play right at the dangerous water's edge. Take a ride along the Reidenbach Canal, for example. Here, it's hard to tell where backyards stop and the canal begins.
My greatest fear is that my children might get in it.
Eladia Brown is raising 3 kids along the rushing Reidenbach.
And of course, we keep them in. We have the fence, we have it closed, and they are not allowed out there.
Instead, her kids play on a fenced-in play set. But just a stone's throw away, Eladia has watched danger in the making.
They tie like a little board or something to that little bridge, and they'll hang on to it. And it's like the canal's going very fast.
That's because most of the Reidenbach, and for that matter, most canals about town, are unfenced. And although city ordinance makes it illegal to play in the canal, it's rarely enforced. That, Eladia believes, allows parents to let their guard down.
Well, I can see when they walk that they're not as cautious. They let the kids get a little closer to the edge.
A simple step that can lead to a tragic end.
Now, experts say fencing canals is the ideal way to stop accidental drownings, but that's costly. So this summer, expect a knock on the door because they will be going door to door trying to help local parents become educated about the dangers of our canals. Back to you.
Well, and hopefully that effort will work. It sounds like a good one.
Hopefully.
All right. Thanks, Robert.
A Twin Falls mother is bringing her campaign to promote canal safety to the Treasure Valley. 8 years ago, Laura Baxter lost her 2-year-old daughter to a canal. Since then, she's worked to fence canals and educate parents in the Magic Valley. By also bringing her message here, she hopes parents will realize just how dangerous canals can be.
I remember warning my children about the dangers of the street and the cars, but that day I didn't even think twice about a canal being in my own neighborhood.
Baxter and several volunteers plan to go door to door with flyers beginning this weekend. In the last 15 years, more than 40 Idaho children have died in canals.